Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, first off, did you see that Black Panther trailer? Because it was awesome. You know, to say I was worried about how they'd treat Chadwick's death is an understatement. I was like, please don't make him CG. And I'll be honest, what I saw in that trailer seemed beautiful, man. I am here for it. But why do I bring that up? Well, EA is reportedly working on a Black Panther video game. Jeff Grubb over on the show Game Mess said the game is in development with a new studio led by former Monolith VP Kevin Stevens. Apparently still in early development, the game itself is open world. And while in theory, I'm totally down to play an open world Black Panther game, I imagine it would be going through Wakanda and maybe spending time in the cities or maybe out in the jungles or on the plains. But after a while, it seems weird, right? Like, I don't imagine Black Panther jumping on a horse and running around looking for quests. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I imagine you get a quest, you do the quest, you come back, right? So why is it open world? The good news is that this is a game that will probably end up on every console and every platform. The bad news is well, EA. Speaking of upcoming games, Tactics Ogre returns? According to PS Deals, a website that scrounges around for price changes and new listings for PS4 and PS5, a new game called Tactics Ogre Reborn was listed. Trademarked by Square Enix back in April, and briefly appearing on the PlayStation Store a little bit earlier this summer, it was then removed and everyone was like, what was that? Well, this time we have screenshots and we have a full description, and that is all that I needed to see. The unparalleled details of the characters and backgrounds from the original Tactics Ogre 1995 have been painstakingly recreated in high definition, and it also says the class-wide level management system used in Tactics Ogre 2010 has changed to a unit-by-unit level system. Theorycraft your way through endless combinations of classes, equipment, skills, and magic. I cannot stress to you how excited I am for this. If you've never played Tactics Ogre or Ogre Battle or all the different games in this sort of tactics fantasy genre that came out in the 90s, my goodness, you are missing out, but now is your chance to play a remastered version. It's a great game, y'all. It's a great game. You are very lucky that you get to play this in an updated version because, ooh boy, it's gonna be good. Also, sticking with news of games to come, Lord of the Rings Gollum has been delayed. So Gollum is great, and Lord of the Rings is amazing, and the idea of a game where you get to play as him is super fun sounding. However, the trailer we got didn't really show any gameplay, and the release date was very close, September 1. So I was pretty skeptical about the whole thing, either 1, getting done on time, or 2, being good if it was pushed early. Thankfully, Daedalic apparently thinks the same thing, as they say they're trying to make it as good as possible. In an announcement on Twitter, they say the game's going to be delayed, and there is no date of when we can expect it, but the team assures everyone that they really want to make this game great. And I wish them the best, because this is a tall order, y'all. It reminds me of Marvel's Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy, any of those things where it is what we expect, yet for legal reasons needs to be distinct and different. And so we're not going to get Andy Serkis, but we're going to get something that is kind of like Andy Serkis. So you operate in that weird space of it's the thing you love, but not really. And so already that kind of takes you out of it. And now they have to make it compelling and tell us a new story. I think this one takes place during Fellowship of the Ring. So it's what Gollum's up to then, right? So I don't know if it's a possible task, but I'm very curious to see what they do with it. Again, for me, didn't like Marvel's Avengers. I thought that Guardians was super fun. So it could go either way, really. And I'm very curious to see which way this one goes. But we will find out whenever it releases. Speaking of releases, it's Monday, so you know what that means. It's time for this week's releases. First up on the 28th, it's Bear and Breakfast, the game about being a bear and running a bed and breakfast in the woods. You know, for the outdoorsy types. Work with your fellow animals to make it the destination for 30-something millennials just trying to look to disconnect. I got to play some of this one already, and it's just like a chill builder and management game, and it's definitely the vibe you're looking for. Also on the 28th, if you're a fan of management and you want to get a little more in-depth, let me tell you about Sweet Transit, a city builder where railroads are key to your town's survival and connection to the outside world. Build your tiny village into a bustling city. Farms, factories, you know the deal. All the staples of a good builder game. Plus, trains! Oh, so many trains. And finally, on the 29th, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. A world at war, a dark secret, fantastical vistas, and terrible monsters. Yeah, it's a JRPG, alright. With a real-time combat system, chain attacks, combining party members, a cool party management system, it's got a lot that will make other RPGs jealous. And this one looks like the culmination of a lot of work on behalf of the team. Yes, it's anime as hell, but if the early buzz is any indication, this is the game to get. I'm breaking out the old Switch this weekend and for sure gonna give it a go. Speaking of giving it a go, have you tried patreon.com/Jesse Cox? That's what I did there. Where you can join Magic Marker, Tony Boffa, and Martimus Prime. That's it for the show. Thanks so much. Thank you for all the thumbs up and the subscriptions and the likes and the bells and the ding-dongs and the whizzers. Thank you for all of that. It means the world to me. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.